And now they made it a hospital.
We go into the shelters and the transitional programs. We bring toys that all their friends have that have been taken away from them, and we really give the kids a chance to just play and experience what it's like to live a normal childhood, to experience play, to learn through play, to experience therapy through play. It really just changes the lives of these children with just 2 hours a week.
And just 2 hours a week makes a big difference for children and teens who grow up in area homeless shelters and struggle to find a place to play and just do their homework.
The Homeless Children's Playtime Project is making sure they have a safe place to do both. Please welcome their Executive Director, Jamila Lawson. Hi, Jamila. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you so much for having us.
So tell me about this project.
Yeah, well, we set up children's play programs in family homeless shelters throughout D.C. and give kids access to toys and books and caring volunteers to help them access what every child deserves, the right to play.
And I don't think a lot of people know the living conditions in these shelters are really tough. I know that there's a huge step just to get people off the streets and into shelters, but once they're there, what is it like?
Well, it's challenging, like especially at a large shelter like DC General where families share one room. So if you can imagine a family of 4 or 5, it's pretty tight, and the average length of stay up to 9 months, maybe longer.
So this is a hospital that's been reformed. So is one family in what used to be a hospital recovery room?
Yes, exactly. And you can imagine, even when you're on vacation with your family, under the best of circumstances, sharing a hotel room for a weekend can be challenging, but imagine 9, 12, 15 months. It's really difficult under the best of circumstances.
How important is playing? When we think of playing, it's like, look, you know, let's get down to business. You should work, 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 work. Is playing important?
Absolutely. What I discovered when the Playtime Project began is many children's shelters don't even have access to play. They don't have toys or books or spaces to play because shelters weren't designed to be very child or family friendly. So without that outlet, they don't get a chance to be kids. They don't get a chance to learn. We know children learn through play better than anything. They don't get a chance to heal through play because many of them have experienced a lot of traumas through their journey to homelessness. So it's absolutely essential for normal child development.
Kids kind of need creativity and interaction, I guess.
Absolutely.
Their brain does, at least.
Definitely.
So it's scientific, more or less.
Absolutely, and every child deserves that right, but it's something that children in shelters don't always get, so that's what we're trying to protect.
And the Playtime Project also serves as an outlet for parents who are going on job interviews, or maybe they need to go to a meeting to work with their social worker on something. That 2 hours allows them to leave their kids somewhere safe so that they can go handle business and maybe develop a strategy to get out.
Absolutely, and in many of our programs we're there several times a week, so parents can rely on that break to meet with their caseworkers, to have some downtime that we know all parents need.
And what are these kids acting and reacting like when they see the Playtime Project come in?
Yeah, oh my gosh, they love it. They know it is playtime.
Your
Playtime,
eyes even
playtime.
got bright. Look at you.
They run in there, they have their favorite volunteers, they put on costumes and dress-ups, and really find an outlet in that oasis of play that we create.
And Relisha Rudd, she's been missing for several years now, and she was one of the Playtime Project attendees.
Absolutely. Relisha participated in Playtime for 18 months when she was at DC General. She loved the baby dolls, she loved the arts and crafts, she was an enthusiastic Playtime participant. And it's been absolutely heartbreaking for all of our volunteers and staff who knew her that she still hasn't been found 3 years later.
And yet it's being treated differently now. I mean, there's runaways, there's missing kids. Do you feel that it's at least being worked on a little bit harder now?
We're really grateful for the spotlight. These kids have been missing in the shadows of our consciousness for far too long. Relisha had her age in her favor and the dramatic circumstances of her disappearance, but there are countless teens in our area who nobody is looking for. And we've had several of those teens run away from DC General as well. And it's been heartbreaking just to see how difficult it is to get the attention they deserve.
And teens are a unique challenge because they run away because they say, I'm not living here. I'm gonna go stay with my friend down the street as long as I can, or my aunt until they put me out, but this is too much. And the teens kind of use their wits to get themselves out of the shelter, but then they fall into some dangerous circumstances, right?
Exactly. And historically, we found that kids with a history of running away don't get the attention they deserve. They're seen as deviant kids. But in reality, we know that runaways are at greatest harm for falling into child sex trafficking and other dangers. So it's really heartening to see that with the increased attention that's happening, that these young people who are so vulnerable are finally getting the attention they deserve. Now we just have to make sure that we put prevention services in place to give kids alternatives to running away, and services to make sure that when they get back, they're not coming back into the same situation that they left, that they're getting additional support to make sure that they're in a better situation.
Good. Keep at it. The Playtime Project. Thanks for sharing that with us.
Well, thank you so much.
And stay with us, because for mothers